Samurai, what's up? And I'm just a girl. So, none of yous may know me, honestly. I don't even know if none of yous will even see this, but my name is JJBEATS. And I just recently saw the CoryXKenshin video of I'm just a regular guy. And that kind of inspired me to make a video. I'm just a regular girl. Mainly because this weekend really felt like that, honestly, where the floodgates just opened up and I didn't really know what to do. It just felt like everything was just piling up. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle it, right? Um and a big reason why I think is because when you're a VTuber, I feel like there's a certain way you have to handle things compared to when um you're a regular streamer. And even as a streamer, you have to handle things differently compared to when you're just a regular person. And it's something I noticed while I've been having to stream versus just talking to someone just to talk to someone. So I wanted to make this video um just to give my perspective. So this past weekend, right? I felt awfully frustrated. I had so many things happen. So many stuff happened IRL, so many stuff happened behind the scenes. And then the main thing happened with YouTube where I ended up getting a strike slash warning over a video that was over 3 months ago that was already resolved and shouldn't have that problem, but still got it regardless. And I was just super upset because I don't have a backing or anything. So I don't really know what I can do about it. I can't really do anything about it aside for wait for those 3 months. Because I don't have a manager and it's either I take it to 10 or I just keep fighting. But honestly, I just felt like, what's the point? I just kept feeling like, what was the point? And then other stuff that happened behind the scenes. I don't like airing out private stuff, right? I mean, a lot of people tend to do it for clout. And, I guess it's an easy way to get noticed, right? But like, I really don't like doing that. Because it's just like there's really no reason to. It's like some like if I want to get angry, I will get angry, but I don't really want to publish any of that stuff, right? That there's really no reason to unless like my name gets dragged publicly myself, right? Um, but what one thing I was thinking about is like how what happened, right? And it's just like when you see something that happens to influencers or someone big, right? Because a lot of people tend to idolize them, and that's something I always try to tell my audience not to idolize your the streamer, not even to idolize me. Like even though if I put on a persona, but when you do that, you tend to think they're either infallible or it's like they have to keep living up to expectations, right? And it felt like that honestly. Um But it felt like that without reaping any of the rewards, right? And when I was watching Corey's video, right, where he was talking about how people think he's invaluable, it kind of reminded me about this one thing in the Bible where it's like, if you feel like you've never done wrong, cast the first rock. Um, which essentially means like if you think you've never sinned or if you aren't guilty of doing anything, then feel free to throw a rock. But no one did it, right? However, online, if people feel like they can do it because the anonymity when that happens, right? So I I kind of relating to the video, because I think it's I think it's one thing to wanna back up the person you like, but you shouldn't idolize them. And it is also just like interesting to see because I don't really mention this a lot because I always felt like it was something that would also get me in trouble or just like it was already hard for me to grow, so I never really talked about it. But I'm someone who cares a lot about God, right? So I like to think or live a certain way or like I try not to curse, right? Um but like it doesn't mean I'm not guilty of doing any wrongs. Like because I'm a villainess, right? I tend to say some out of pocket things, or people might just interpret it the wrong way, even if I don't mean it like that, right? People will always interpret however they feel like it. And because that's a thing, it's like sometimes you might offend someone even if you don't mean it. Just like someone might offend you, they don't mean it. Like some of the things that happened, right? That was happening last week. It wasn't because they meant it, or well, some people, right? But it's just like some people just don't think about how it will feel towards other people. So I kind of was just like taking some time off of streaming to really take a breather at things. One of the bigger things though was streaming and how the lack of growth. And what I mean that is when people think when I say I get frustrated without growing, right? They think it's like I'm only thinking about the views or something, but it's more so that I'm unable to see growth in getting better in myself, right? And it's always misinterpreted the wrong way because the growth I want to feel is something that I want to see that kind of show off, but I don't know in what ways in particular. It's like the growth I want, right? I want to see like what I'm doing is worth doing or showing or a way that I could show to someone else, right? Like it's like when you first start off streaming, right? And someone will tell you, "Oh, you're not cut out to be a streamer or whatever right now, right?" And you kind of want to show like, "No, I think I could do it," right? And so like you kind of want to get to like a certain point to kind of prove like, "See, like I'm making progress," right? But for me, it felt like I was regressing and whatnot. And when I was trying to tell my audience about it, I think they were interpreting like I wasn't appreciating the people who are there constantly. I was like, no, I don't think you really understand what I'm trying to say because a lot of people will give you blanket terms or say the things that people will tend to say, like such things such as like the numbers don't matter or it shouldn't matter, nothing will matter. But it's okay to feel frustrated. The frustration should be okay. Like, okay, imagine you learned how to ride a bicycle, right? You learned how to ride a bicycle, right? And then suddenly you forgot how to ride a bicycle, and you no longer know how to ride a bicycle, and it's taking you even twice or three times longer to ride that bicycle. And so you're getting frustrated because you're like, what did I forget that I can no longer understand why I can't ride a bicycle? And that's what's been on my mind. It's like, what did I do in the past that was working for me that I can no longer do in the present for me to work? Like with like my channel per se, it just doesn't work. And I'm just like, I just wanna improve, but I don't know why I can't improve. And that's really why I'm getting so frustrated. Because people will think it's just like, oh, well, if you're having fun, you could do it. It's like, yeah, I'm having fun. Yeah, but I also want to keep improving. Like, regardless, I will still do it. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't be doing it. It's one of those things where people will be like, oh, well, you should just wrap it up. Chat, I would have been wrapped it up. That's what you don't think. Like, if it was only for the money, I would have been gone a long time ago. And I think that's what, like, when you try to talk to your audience about it, because not a lot of people will talk to your audience about it. They will only talk about the good moments. But I'm someone who likes to talk about both the moments, or like my lows and my highs. So when I feel my lows, I want to say, because that was the whole point of my channel, is to talk about both the highs and the lows. I'm not going to come in here and act like everything's dandy when it's not dandy. It's just not someone it's just not something I can do, right? And I think it's like when you're at a certain point, it's more tolerated than when you're at a lower point where it's just like, oh, you should be grateful because some people even strive to get where you're at. But it's just like, yes, but it's just tough to know that there's something that you feel like you yourself is missing, but you just can't figure out that answer. And you know that if it was your position, you would be like so frustrated to the wall that you don't know what you would do in this position unless you're in that position. And so that's why it's been kind of weighing on my heart, and doing other stuff like my games and whatnot, and just trying to see what sticks and what doesn't stick. uh I don't know. It kind of helps and it kind of doesn't help, because some people will be like, "Oh, shouldn't you just focus on one thing at a time?" I was just like, "Well, I mean, I used to just focus on one thing at a time, and just focusing one thing at a time kind of makes it worse, because it's just like if I just focus on one thing at a time and I'll see no results, I would feel like I would just stop, completely stop, right? But if I like go switch with what I want to focus and go pick it up when I want to, like, go back and feel like, oh yeah, we could keep at it, then I feel like it's like re and sparks hope, right? And so, like, just hearing that video about I'm just a regular guy thinking about like in your shoes, right? For example, like if it was me, I'd be like, well, I can be rude, I can be sassy, you know, I could say things that I don't mean to be rude, come off as rude, like just like what I think. Because when I write, right, I don't really think to see it like from the host perspective. I just see like each moment, right? So it's just like, everyone tend to make those mistakes, but because like if you have a bigger spotlight on you, it's like you have more of an impact. So everyone's gonna look at you a lot differently. So I was just like, but what was the whole point of doing this, right? And that's why I was just like, now I kind of don't care. Like, not that I don't care, but I kind of want to embrace more on the things I do want to talk about. Like, if I want to talk about God or Jesus, I want to talk about God or Jesus, right? And it's just like, if I was never going to make it, then why don't I just never go and make it and talk about the things I want to make instead of playing it safe, right? And maybe like the people who will actually enjoy my content will still enjoy my content, because you will still have haters at the end of the day, but then there'll be people who actually enjoy you regardless too. And so I just like, I was thinking, it's like, why do I even want this platform to begin with? Like, if I could never make money from this, as I haven't been doing for the past 5 years, then why do I really want this platform, right? Is it really just to like talk to other people? Because I could do that without my platform. Is it just to have fun with other people? I could literally do that without the platform too. So what is the point of my platform, right? And I'm just like, maybe it's just because I feel like it's something I'm supposed to do, but I still haven't got my sign that I have to do it. Or maybe I just feel like that my talent hasn't shown up yet where I have to, or that it will show to others. So I'm just like, even if it sparks one person, right? Is it worth it? Should I keep going? And I'm like, I think like I will keep going regardless, right? But I should also be like, it's okay if I need to take that break, right? Like, because I don't have that big platform, I don't have to be like, guess what, guys? I'm gonna be gone for like 6 months, right? Like, yeah, some people might get disappointed. I could let them know, but like, based off like what I've done in the past, and I try letting them know, it's just like, is it gonna be as much as like, let's say 20 million people compared to like 4,000, right? But like, just to let them know, like, I would be try to be communicative, but it's like those 4,000 who are here, right? The 4,000 who are here, it's not like they don't mean anything. It's just that I just kind of wonder, like, because if I'm in their shoes and this one person stops streaming or something, wouldn't I just go to somewhere else, right? That's kind of how I look at it, because I don't just rely on one person's stream, right? So if I like suddenly stop streaming, wouldn't I just go to someone else, be like, oh, okay, I guess they stopped streaming? And I get that's how I'm thinking, because I don't want to ever be like, oh, people need me, people rely on me, because I don't really want that to begin with. So if people don't need me, rely on me, and they shouldn't, then it's okay if I hypothetically just kind of disappeared, right? Like, yeah, it would hurt my growth, right? But what would that be a bad thing? I guess that's the main question. Why would it be so wrong if I just kind of disappeared off the map, right? So I guess that's my question. It's like, why do you do it? If you feel like, even if it's just for fun, why is this fun to you, right? Even if you feel like you will never make money for it, why do you keep going with this? Because I feel like with why I do it is just because I feel like there's something I can deliver that's different in a way that I'm just kind of sick and tired of seeing other people do in order to get to point A and B. But it's not that just because I'm sick of it, other people will get sick of it. So, yeah, I guess this is just a kind of a diary of a sorts where I'm like, okay, okay. Well, that's really just my story right now. Like, I, I, I really don't see where to go from here. Am I gonna keep doing it? Yeah, but is it okay if I were to stop? I think that's also just, yeah. So I guess I'll leave the question now to you guys. It's like, just why? What is your story? What's your message you want to tell to the world? And if you did become big enough, how would you use your platform? So yeah, with that being said, this is your girl JJBEATS, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your days. Bye.